How would you remake it?
That's a good question.
Yeah. I still don't have an answer.
You don't know what rule you would break? I'll tell you what rule I would break.
Last time I broke a rule, I was in shit for a couple years. So, no rule breaking.
The Dewey?
The Dewey. It's a Dewey.
You know what, man? I think the whole point of this is you break the rules, but then you're changing the rules by breaking them.
Yeah.
You're making the rules.
You are remaking the rules. That's exactly it.
I don't know what's going on. Stinks. Oh well.
Mine all be small. Mine.
Part 2
All I know
of
love
3.
as Jenny.
Be More Pirate. Sorry for the absence last week. We are back full swing. Part 2 of 3, like I said, of Be More Pirate.
By Sam Conniff Allende. Have you recommended this book to anybody yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. You're gonna finish it?
Yes.
First.
I did recommend it to Hank.
Yeah?
Avink.
Yeah. He's a
Yes.
pirate.
He's somewhat of a pirate, yeah.
Yeah.
So if there's a rule that you can break, which one would it be?
I don't know. I'm always thinking about business.
Business
There's many
rules?
rules I'd like to break, I guess. In
I have a
business,
rule that I would
but-
break, and I
yeah.
break it all the time.
What is it?
And I'm happy to break it. And if a cop stops me for breaking it, I'll tell him I'm happy to break this rule.
What is it?
Seatbelts.
Oh, yeah.
They're useless. They're useless. There's no reason you should be forced to wear your seatbelt.
No, you
There's
shouldn't
no
be
reason-
forced. No.
There's no reason your car should ring for hours on hours because you're not wearing your seatbelt. I don't like that. Listen, I know it's a safety feature. I get
Yeah,
it.
could
But
save
stop
your life.
babying us, man.
Feature. The safety feature.
I disagree.
Why?
While you're on a bike, you're in a bus, there's no belts, only on a fucking car.
Well, if
Yeah.
if the cops have to clean you up because you were ejected out of your car, and then it's extra work for all of them. So that's why they want to make
So
you.
they're lazy.
No, they just want.
They want to
everybody be
pick you up
safe.
in one spot. They
Yeah,
don't want your splattered gets all over the asphalt.
exactly.
I get it, but is it worth a ticket?
Nah, it's
Tickets.
too harsh.
Yeah, tickets a bit harsh.
Right, like I agree with texting and driving. That's a huge rule. I think it's, obviously I agree with that. I agree with speeding. I agree with all these things. But I disagree with the seatbelt. I think it's not something, like I personally disagree with driver's license. Like I don't think you should renew it every 5 years. I don't think you should renew your plate every year. Like it's a money grab.
It is.
Yeah, up to a certain age. When my grandpa lost his license, he should have lost him many years before.
It was time.
Yeah.
You get to a four-way stop, you're the last one to get there, and you keep going, and you're like, it's my turn. It's time that you lose your license. Fucking asshole, it's my turn. Nope. It was not your turn, Grandpa. Jeez.
Well, yeah, that's different, man. That's different.
Income tax needs a reform.
Of course.
I mean,
Well,
he talks a lot about that in this book. It's like pick your battles, make it so that it's meaningful, but don't make it so big that your life will be turned upside down. If you just stop paying your taxes, you'll get locked up.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. And you can't change that. Like the only thing you could do is sort of find ways to pay less taxes.
Yes.
Everyone stop paying their taxes all at once.
Yeah, but then you have nothing else going on.
Go on that website he was talking about.
If everybody stopped at once, then yeah, it would work. But we'd also have no.
Oh, no, I know. That's a
We'd
stupid
have
thing to say.
Yeah,
We'd have nothing.
we'd have nothing.
Here's something I'd like to break.
I understand that. Well, let's just finish with this tax subject. Like,
Oh, yeah, sorry.
it's good that we do pay taxes and we do have services, but it's the wastefulness of it all that
Yeah.
really gets to me. Like it's inefficient.
It's because it's coming anyway. Like either way, regardless, more money is coming in.
Yeah.
Like I could, there's just more money coming in. Like whatever we do with the money today, there's more money coming in tomorrow.
But it'd be nice to know that we're not in a deficit like in Ontario.
It's okay to be in a deficit. Who cares?
But we are the most. I think we're ranked 11th
In the world?
in the world,
Yeah.
like sub-nation organization.
Yeah, but look, what does it mean to be in a deficit? Like, you owe people money. Okay, so you owe people money, and then you pay them back
Yeah.
interest or whatever the case may be. As long as they're getting their interest, I think everybody's happy.
But what happens when we can't generate that money to pay the interest anymore?
Although they're generating money, man.
Yeah.
Like, they're generating a lot of money. You don't like this conversation?
No, it's fucking.
What is it that you
boring.
want to break, Chris?
Drinking laws.
Drinking
It's
laws.
fucking bullshit.
Why?
You can't even fucking take a sip and get behind the wheel. If
Oh,
you get
well,
caught
come
instantly, then
on.
you're blowing the balloon.
Yeah.
I think it should be like in Europe where you can walk around drinking a beer as long as you're not rowdy, as long as it's not glass bottle. I think you should be able to have a drink anywhere.
Don't be an asshole. Rule.
Is this a provincial? Or is this a federal law? Like, can you...
can't do that anywhere in Canada.
You can't walk in Montreal
No.
or Niagara Falls?
But like when we were in Italy, walking around with our beers and here's a trash can or recycle bin, dump it in there.
Yeah.
Stop at the next convenience store. You're walking. Some guys are getting fined. Guys and girls getting fined for walking drunk. Like what the fuck is that?
Yeah, it's too much. You're
You
right.
know?
I agree.
Lost my wallet. Couldn't pay for a taxi, so I walked. Yeah, well, you can't walk here. You're drunk. Well, I can't drive either, and I can't fly. So either
Yeah.
drop me off or fucking leave me alone.
My friend was walking home from a house party. He was pretty sozzled, and the cops picked him up.
Sozzled?
It's pretty.
That's the first time I hear that.
Of course,
I like that.
sozzled mean like
Sozzled.
wasted.
Yeah.
Like drunk?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
It's from
Sozzled.
Transformers. The last
Gotcha.
night.
Imagine being sozzled with bedazzled jeans.
Merlin at the beginning of Transformers. He's drinking.
Soz-
He says, "God, I'm sozzled."
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's an English thing, isn't it?
I guess so.
Sozzled.
Merlin the magician.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the cops picked him up. They brought him back home, and he's like, "Well, is your girlfriend home?" He's like, "Oh, it's just me." They're like, "Well, no, sorry, can't leave you here alone." So they brought him back to the party, and they fined him.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
When was this? This was a while ago, or was it recently?
About 5 years ago.
Get out, man. Come on.
In Embrem.
What's the right thing to do? You know?
Take him
Okay,
home.
is a guy conscious? Like, is he
Yeah.
drunk? But he's like, he's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, leave him at home.
Didn't
Like,
have
that's
his
where-
keys?
That's where. Yeah. That's where he was going. That's
Had
where
his
he-
keys.
Yeah.
So wait till he gets inside and
Yeah. So they fined him for being intoxicated in
that's
public.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Like, he's not bothering anybody. Is he walking around yelling and screaming?
I know he's walking alone.
Yeah, you see, that's a rule that I would break, and that's a rule I would like. That I think if you go to court for that, and you have a really good argument, you can possibly change it.
Yes.
Like, what was the last time a person, individual, or a company actually changed the rule? Can you remember of one example recently? Because I can't
Uber?
think of one. Uber,
yeah.
okay.
Netflix companies. I can only think of
Airbnb,
companies.
maybe.
Airbnb definitely breaks a lot of rules.
Netflix. Skip the dishes.
Netflix didn't break any rules.
Skip the dishes?
Skip the dishes did. What rules did they break?
Well, I just mean like reinventing.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about like breaking the rules.
Yeah.
Like they actually remade the rules.
Hmm.
Like the law.
Look at what's going on in Japan right now.
What's going on?
Aren't they like still protesting? Is
Hong
it Japan? Hong Kong. Yeah.
What are they doing? They want out of
Well,
China.
they're fighting to.
To stay independent
Yeah.
from
Oh, okay.
China.
It's pretty crazy what's going on. You see the videos and.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's not a daily vlog we're doing, but it's fucking
Hundreds
nuts.
of thousands of people. in
And
the
people are
streets.
still arriving at the airport, and there's stuff going on. It's fucking nuts.
Oh, really? Eh? Like dangerous?
Yeah. Well, they were showing images on the news yesterday, like people's heads split open, bleeding, and
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways.
They're fighting.
Yeah. So, to get back to the Be More Pirate book,
Yes.
I guess he's not repeating what we already talked about in the first few chapters. It's just diving deeper into it. Is there something that stood out to you guys that you'd like to talk about? Because I know there's a few questions, like after every chapter he asks a deep, meaningful question.
So what are you thinking about? Which part?
There's never a man looked me between the eyes and seen a good day afterward.
Who said that again?
Long John,
John
Silver.
Yeah,
That's a
there's
pirate.
just so much info.
So one thing that did stand out to me is that the rate at which companies are sticking around these days is getting
yeah.
smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah,
Before we were expecting companies to stick around for 15 years on average.
yeah.
No, 65 years. Now they're closer to 15. And by 2025, they're expecting that the average company might stick around for 5 years.
Why is that?
So,
The rules are changing.
like, landscape is changing quicker and quicker and quicker, right? And it's beneficial for somebody who has the mindset of, you know, changing things, making things better, because now we're able to fight the established companies. Like, if you were wanting to sell clothing in 1965, you know, in Ottawa, there was like these huge companies like the Bay. They were like already established. They had like these stores. But now you can just hop on Shopify.com, buy an account, and set up your own store there.
Yeah.
You know, so it's more, the ground is more fertile for entrepreneurial spirit today.
Yeah.
So there's no better time to be a disruptor. That's what he's saying.
And these big companies are now too big. It's becoming a problem, and they don't know how to fix it.
Yes. So like Facebook, he was saying that their motto was move fast and break things. And that was great. And that was something you could get behind when they were just starting out. But now they broke like the US elections, right? So they're moving fast, yes, but they're breaking like important things. So now they've stuck around long enough to become the enemy.
Yeah. Look at the big three beer companies with all these microbreweries popping up, you know, these last 5 years. Like, their sales have gone down a whole lot, right? I don't want to buy that stuff anymore. I want to encourage the small guy, you know?
I think we all want to encourage artisanal products,
Yeah.
local people.
What's that girl's name who started a company using old fireman hoses?
I don't know.
Do you guys remember that part in the book?
No.
So she wanted to start a company with recycled items. She was trying to find the perfect material to make handbags, wallets, belts. And one of the big polluting material that doesn't deteriorate was fireman hoses. So she started collecting these hoses for free and turning them into handbags. So she's not making as much money as if she would buy like new material, and you know, but because there's a purpose behind her company, she like blew up. She's making more than just handbags and wallets now. And
That's cool.
think about that company there that sells bracelets.
The rubber bands one?
Well, the ones made from plastic found in the ocean. People are buying those like crazy.
Yeah.
So if there's a meaning behind why you're buying it and it's purposeful, you know,
I like
something
that, man.
Yeah,
I like stuff like that, to be honest.
yeah. So that's another thing that he was explaining is he started his company called what's it called again? Is it Avaz? No way. It's his company, a marketing company that he started. Come back to me.
The one he was with 5 years there?
Well, the one he started with a
Yeah.
business partner.
Yeah.
So it's all like, what do you call it? Relationship marketing or meaningful marketing or?
Something like that.
Yeah, it's all like young folks that work there.
Okay.
I wrote it. I thought I wrote it somewhere, but
What about it?
it just reminded me of that. You know, doing stuff with purpose. Anyway.
Do you
I don't know
think
where
you
I'm
do
going with
stuff
this.
with purpose in your businesses?
Maybe not enough. Good question. I mean, we do our videos with a purpose. We do this, there's a purpose to this.
Yeah. And I think the company we work for is definitely a pirate
Yeah,
in
100%.
the industry.
Yep.
And it's targeting 5 to 6 giants that have been there for over a century,
Yeah.
and it's definitely making an impact.
Yeah.
It's making it's growing.
Mm-hmm.
But then will it stick around long enough to become
Redundant.
to become one of the big companies? In our virtual office, we do have a pirate ship.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's true.
yeah,
Never thought of that.
yeah.
Has it always been there? Or
It's always been there. I always thought it was kind of cool that it was there. But
I guess I never saw the meaning behind it until now.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's there.
So while you're talking about a pirate ship, one thing that I wrote down because I thought it was important to talk about was the 3 conditions for pay on pirate ships. We touched on it a little bit in the first couple chapters. So basically, no plunder, no pay.
Mm.
So no loot, no one gets paid, right?
Right.
Number 2, open incentives for going beyond the call of duty. So you get paid, like everyone gets paid equally, but if you spot a ship, you get extra loot. Or if you if you spot like either it's a ship that you're gonna rob or a ship that's coming to attack you, you get paid extra.
Okay.
One thing I
So-
found cool was that if you don't have any loot, you don't get paid whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing to give out.
Yeah.
Loot as in money?
As
Money,
in, like,
treasure.
Okay.
Yeah, fair shares for all crew members. Did you guys take a look at the Maslow pyramid
Yes.
Yes.
and how he reinvented it, Sam?
Yeah. Turn the top portion upside down to reach
Yeah.
to the bottom.
I had it right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always known that that's sort of the case, because looking at that, yeah, you obviously want your food and shelter to be done, but you're gonna start self-actualization before you get to the top.
Mm-hmm.
So what does self-actualization
This,
self-actualization actually mean?
reading books,
Okay, so
And
improving
develop.
yourself.
improving your mind.
There's a quote, he says here, millennials are just as interested in how a business develops its people and its contribution to society as they are in the products and profits. This should be an alarm to business in the way they engage millennial talent or risk being left behind.
Food, warmth, shelter, health, Wi-Fi, and battery.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Will
Very
Wi-Fi
cool.
become like free? You guys think?
Will Wi-Fi become free?
Yeah.
Food, warmth, shelter, and health. Food is not free. Warmth is obviously it comes with shelter,
Yeah.
right? It's not free. You have to buy your house. So no,
That's messed up, eh?
I don't think Wi-Fi will ever become free. I think eventually what they're going to do is create a global Wi-Fi network. Like you'll have satellites that will just connect to anywhere you are, so people will have access to Wi-Fi anywhere they are. So I think data will become obsolete,
Yeah.
and then then Wi-Fi will become cheaper.
I just got my first unlimited data plan with
Yeah. me too.
Rogers.
That's
That's-
BS. It's not 100% unlimited.
Well, it
No.
is unlimited,
It's unlimited, and it's just after 10 gigs, it becomes slower.
Yeah.
It's like,
which is bullshit.
yeah. You
It's
go to Europe,
unlimited.
there's no fucking data plan. Is there?
I'm pretty sure there is.
Is there? Well, it's way cheaper.
So,
Anyways.
like I said, I think data will become obsolete, but I think Wi-Fi will be cheaper.
Yeah.
I think we'll have a global Wi-Fi. Elon Musk is working on it. Don't
Yes.
worry about it.
I know.
He's got us, man.
Papa's got us.
Yeah, Papa's got us. He's good.
He's a pirate.
Yeah.
He's a
about-
freaking pirate,
yeah.
man.
Talk
He is a
about him
pirate.
for a second.
He's a pirate.
Yeah. He's crazy. If he sees something that's not working out, he just
He'll work
fixes
it. Exactly.
yeah. And what is this for? Is 5 rules for Tesla? Make a roadster that beats every performance car. Use that money to make a cheaper car. Use that money to make an even cheaper car. Rule number 4, repeat. Rule number 5, don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Like that was his first.
Yeah.
That was his business plan for
Right.
Tesla.
Yeah.
And
He
obviously-
was he's a huge worker. You've read his book, haven't you?
Not yet.
No.
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 Okay. You'll learn a lot about Elon Musk
Yeah.
when you read his book. Okay?
We should tackle that one at some point.
We should. It's a great book. I read it, and I read it religiously. And he is such a he's not a nice person.
Oh, no?
In what
No.
way?
Well, he's a workaholic. Like
Yeah.
he's I don't know if I can say this on there, but he's an asshole.
Steve Jobs type of.
He's very similar to Steve Jobs. Like he's completely he would work 16, 17, 18 hours a day.
Well, he's probably got no social skills whatsoever.
Zero.
Sort of proved it on Joe Rogan.
So just to give, he doesn't have much. Like the way he laughs, it's obvious. Yeah, he's a weirdo.
Yeah.
But he's so intelligent. Like he was reading 4 books a day when he was 7 or 8 years old.
Jeez, get
I heard that
get
some of the
another hobby.
engineers at Tesla, they work 16, 18 hours.
Yeah. He expects that of you.
Yeah.
Apparently, at PayPal, and these are all rumors, right? It never actually. I don't know if it came out of Elon, but I almost named my son after Elon Musk. By the way,
Really?
I almost
Elon.
called my son Elon.
What did
I
your
like
wife
it.
think about that?
She didn't like it.
I like it.
Me too. So anyway, at PayPal, if you were married or have kids, you probably wouldn't have been hired. Even at Tesla, if you were married or have kids, you probably wouldn't have been hired because you
Wow.
cannot commit
That
to
much time.
the time commitment required to work here or to work at these companies.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is.
Yeah, but he's I've heard about him having to meet with generals from the USSR in bunkers where they would have rockets from the old Russian army,
Yeah.
and he had to work on those deals. They were not shady, but they must
Not to
have
buy rockets.
when he started SpaceX.
Hey man, he's doing what he's got to do.
Doing what he's got to do.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Cool. Rami,
Cut
you
it
gotta
short.
run.
Yes.
You gotta go.
Yes.
Cool.
Are you guys gonna keep going?
Yeah, we'll close this one up.
Sounds good.
Well,
So we're finishing up part
Finishing
3,
up next week.
the entire book by next week, right?
Yeah.
Sounds good, guys. Sorry
We'll
about
do-
that.
That's all good. Anything else to add, Mr. Charron?
Not really. It's well, yes and no. I don't know. There's a lot of information here. It's I don't know. You have anything else you want to talk about?
Poof.
Maybe the
Just a-
last part that I
A bunch of
remember reading, the telling your story part. His company, or I think it's his company, they call it the Dragon's Den.
Okay.
So, fuck, I don't know where I'm going with this.
Just let it go.
Had something to do with Blackbeard,
Yeah.
how he invented his story and made himself look even more.
Like propaganda.
Well, yeah, sort of. Creating your story, making sure the right people tell it, or fuck, I don't know, man. Fuck, I don't know, man. Well, here, Blackbeard, 3
Ciao,
rules of branding. Rule 1: find a singular message and make it unignorable. So you know how Blackbeard had, well, obviously his black beard and long black hair, and wore his 2 guns across his chest, and he was had smoke coming out of his hat to make himself look more terrifying. And apparently he never killed anyone, but his story was much bigger than he actually was. So he just talks about, telling your story right, making sure the right people talk about it. Don't just live the brand, be the brand. That's rule number 2 of Blackbeard. And rule number 3, protect your reputation. Give people something to gossip about.
I like that.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah.
C'est très bien.
C'est tout pour aujourd'hui matin.
That's it. Cool. We'll wrap this one up. Next week we are finishing this beautiful little book.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's just, it's a lot of information.
Yeah. Like most books.
Yeah. I usually write down more notes, but
Hectic week.
yeah, exactly.
Cool. Acha.
Just buy, hello kids, buy, hello kids, buy.
See you later.